Okay, let's jump right in. The essay we're looking at today makes a pretty bold claim. It says the real test of our ethics isn't how we treat each other, it's how we treat non-human animals.
That's a huge idea, and it's really the core of our conversation today. We're going to explore the whole history of that thought, what it means for us, for humans, to have this unique ability to reason when we're surrounded by other living things.
Right, and our goal is pretty straightforward. We want to pull out the most game-changing insights from the essay. Some practical wisdom that could actually change how you think and act.
And to really get the modern debate, you have to start at the beginning. I mean, for centuries, thinkers like Plato and Aristotle, they were focused on defining that one key difference.
Plato, he was looking at it from the perspective of the soul. He was contrasting lives that are driven by pure instinct.
Appetite.
Yeah, appetite and instinct, with lives that are driven by advanced reasoning. The insight, I think, is that an animal became defined by what it lacked.
Exactly, by what it didn't have compared to us. And then Aristotle comes along and gives us this biological framework.
He said all animals, humans included, we share these essential life functions.
Nutrition, sensing the world, moving around.
Right. But humans, we add this unique capacity for, deep thought, for making critical decisions. And that one distinction really set the stage for everything that followed.
It absolutely did. And tracing that idea is fascinating. Actually, that historical tracking is something our AI synthesis tool, powered by Google's Notebook LM, really helped with.
It helped us pinpoint exactly when those views started to crack. You're experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation, which allows for this kind of deeper, more dynamic analysis.
And those classical views, they were really cemented by medieval thinkers. You have Augustine and Aquinas who just reinforced that hierarchy. They put humans on top specifically because we were thought to have this spark of a divine structure.
The ability to reason tied to something sacred.
Right. But then, and this is where it gets really interesting, you get the modern challenge.
This is when thinkers like Kant and the utilitarians start poking holes in that old hierarchy.
They shift the focus completely. It stops being about human reasoning and starts being about animal consciousness.
And their capacity for suffering.
Exactly. They challenge this long-held idea that animals are just tools, just here for our use.
That shift from analyzing reason to recognizing suffering is such a crucial pivot.
It is. This is Mindful Moments. And if you enjoyed this kind of analysis, you should check out our YouTube channel, Mindful Moments. We offer AI analysis, summaries, and critiques, all to inspire reflection and rational thought.
So that ethical pivot brings up a huge dilemma that the essay tackles head on. How does the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated? How does that apply to creatures that can't reciprocate?
They can't sign a contract or agree to be fair. And that is the ultimate ethical mirror. The key insight here is that the moral question isn't about what animals can give back to us.
It's about how they can suffer, or how they can flourish, but under our control.
Yeah. And our response to that vulnerability says everything about the maturity of our own ethical and, well, even our political principle.
Which leads to another challenge, the challenge of knowing. How can we as humans ever truly understand the inner lives of creatures we can't talk to?
We can't, not directly. The essay really highlights how we need to bring together our scientific understanding with our philosophical duties.
So what does it all mean for us then?
Well, it means we have to decide. We have to decide how our treatment of animals reflects our own capacity for ethical responsibility, especially toward anyone or anything that's vulnerable. That decision is, in the end, far more about who we are than who they are.
If this essential insight resonates with you, click the link on screen for the in-depth essay summary. Subscribe, share, purchase via the link, and think rationally.
See the many genre-based podcasts at Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go.